Testing 1, 2. Do we have audio now? Testing 1, 2.
There you go.
You got audio now?
You got it.
Well, all right. It looks like we're getting this thing set up. Now, I do not see the chat room on top of the screen. I guess you guys don't see that either. I'll have to make that part of the scene. We have sound. All right. So, for you traders tuning in, thank you for joining us. This is our programmer. Mr. Tuzo, how can I help you, brother?
Welcome back to life.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that 4-day OMNI camp was long. Really, the last day, my film editor Vince stayed till 6 in the morning. I was beat up Tuesday morning.
I saw that text that you sent. I didn't realize that was the Vince.
Yeah.
Usually it's David, right? That comes.
His dad does OMNI camps. David does the nightly videos.
Oh, he was filming the Omni Camp for you.
Yeah, he always comes by on the last day of OMNI camp and just films some fun stuff. Takes a bunch of pictures. You know, we can see each other in the ring. In the room. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, all the testimonials, all that stuff.
Yeah. So we've been having nothing but issues with this chat room with Yarrick for 3-4 weeks now, and
yeah, I know you've been. You were threatening him to pull out of there.
Oh well, that's going to start to happen today. I'm starting live on YouTube. I'm going to test it out a little bit today, and hopefully by tomorrow this will just be my new spot. So one of the things I will ask you to do, we're live right now on microphone and camera, so be careful, but will you rechange our server password so he no longer has it?
Which?
We gave him We gave him the server password a week ago. He never even made a change yet. Just take the server password back from him.
Yeah, all right. When I get home tonight, I'm at work today. Also, did you see the email I sent you? You might have.
Yes, I did. Well, I read it, but I was hurting too much to do anything about it. I read through all your emails though about the bad email list.
The bad email list.
Sure.
There was like 240 or 239 in the list that Ben sent me, and there were a lot of doubles. So I looked them all up in the database, and there were only 118 that matched. And then there were, so those I made a spreadsheet of those for you. I wanted you to check through them though, that spreadsheet. Because some of them, I also put the last login date on that spreadsheet. Some of them logged in 2023. I don't know if we want to just, maybe they changed their email and forgot to change it in your site. You know, maybe have Dano check with them or something, because they're recent, they're new guys. So there's a lot of old ones, but there's some guys that have been logging on recently, and they're on the list, you know. So before we relegate them to the dustbin.
What are you saying? I'm sorry.
I'll let you know, Daniel.
Yeah, just check that list. And then there were a bunch of numeric ones, and I was like, where the hell did these come from?
Texting.
That's what I realized. Then I realized it was the texting. We text through email.
Yes.
So those I won't be able. You can't put bad email
in text
in a phone number, right? That doesn't work. So, but there weren't many. There were only probably 10 or 12 of those. We may just have to go in there by hand and fix those. Turn off texting or whatever for those guys.
If you don't mind, I'll get you and Dan will get together this afternoon and talk about that and figure it out. This way we get it right.
Yeah, not this afternoon. I'm at work today.
Later on.
This afternoon for you, but after dinner for me.
I got you, brother.
Yeah.
I called a buddy of mine this morning. He called me back a little while ago. He goes, Oscar, I don't work New York time. You called me at 5 a.m.
He's out west somewhere.
He's here in Vegas.
Yeah.
Me, I get up in the morning. It's time for work. Everyone should be at work. I don't care what time it is.
Yeah, right. Good thing you don't trade in London.
Oh, really? So, all right, we'll give you a buzz this afternoon, Tony. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, man.
All right. Yeah, I'll call you after dinner when I'm done eating tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Later. We love him, my programmer from Long Island. Great friend, family friend. So, we've got a situation. I have a chat room I've been running for 15 straight years, literally since the internet started. And they've made some changes on Google Chrome and IE and all the other, DuckDuckGo as well. And what they're doing now is they're doing 5-minute timeouts on our browser tabs. So if you got a tab open and you're in my chat room in 5 minutes, the tab it browns out on you, so to speak, and you don't realize you're in my chat room anymore, and that's an issue. So I've had my programmers working on it, and it seems to be more of a challenge than we expected. So YouTube Live works for me. It's got a chat room. Rock and roll. Let's just make it happen. And guess what? We don't need a programmer. We don't need a guy in France hanging up on us, not doing what we ask him to do. We've got a chat room that'll always work. So I'll give it a whirl. We'll see where this goes. So I don't know what you guys do during the day, but I spend my life sitting here watching markets, looking at charts, and helping my Omniacs around the world get in and out of the markets, hopefully successfully. We had a losing day on Tuesday. We had a losing day Monday or Tuesday. One of these days this week we had a losing day. Vegas cam is still on, huh? Thank you. Let's get rid of that. Audio should be gone. Thank you, Neil. Appreciate that. The one thing I dislike is that this chat room doesn't have a sound. So I don't know when you guys are typing. So I got to keep my eyes peeled on it. Would be nice to add some sort of just anything to alert me when you're typing. OJ, thank you. You know what? The show must go on. I am not going to be captive to some programmer who doesn't think that 3 weeks of a bad chat room while you're trying to trade 24 hours a day is an issue. You know what I'm saying? I can't live with that. You guys need a place to go. I've got markets open. We don't need the down chat room. So it works, but you get timed out every 5 minutes. What good is that? So we'll get it. I'm sure we'll get that working, but you know, I like YouTube Live. My favorite fans are from YouTube. The ones who come out to Omni camps are from YouTube. I mean, I've loved my fans everywhere, but you guys from YouTube are much more attentive to me than anybody else. So I appreciate that very much. And I will say, as far as YouTube's concerned, there was a time where YouTube was sort of a place where it was a little bit difficult and a bit Wild West and a lot of tough guys. That's not the place for tough guys. I have to tell you, YouTube is full of nice people who basically leave nice comments and have something smart to add to the world. They teach things, they put out smart videos. Other platforms, you know, you find a lot of fighting, a lot of social nonsense. You find a lot of politics going on. YouTube, I think, is much cooler. Yeah, Fed Day. So we know the Fed couldn't possibly raise rates. What's that, Dano? I didn't hear what you said, Dano. Oh, Dano, you can't hear me, huh?
I said, yeah, there's no politics on YouTube.
Well, what I will say is it's a lot less than some other places. In other words, people aren't putting out videos about how to be a politician. They're putting out videos about how to fix this and how to trade and how to do this. You know, there's a lot more of that than hate on YouTube, I find. A lot more helpful stuff on YouTube than other places. At least it's my favorite social networking. You guys agree with that, or is that just the way I'm seeing it? I find YouTube to be a much more calm place to speak to individuals around the world than other platforms. Another new high, transportation average. So back to Powell. No shot Powell's raising rates. No shot Powell's lowering rates. There's no shot he's doing anything here. Now, I think the rhetoric will probably be even keel. What we've seen recently doesn't really show much of either side. Inflation, non-inflation. Should we raise rates? Should we lower rates? The numbers that we've seen in the last 2 weeks don't really hold weight on either side of that argument. It's kind of in the middle. Some are good, some are bad. That's what we want, right in the middle. So I would doubt Fed does anything here. We're really not ready for that anyway. And if any of you are anywhere from your 45, 50, if you're 50 or anywhere near there in age, you'd recognize that the United States has never had low interest rates in its entire existence from day one, except for after 2008-9, leading to when we finally started raising them in 2022. So, rates have always sort of been around here. This is normal for the country. Problem with a lot of people that became of age in 2008, 9, 10, they might be 20 to 30 right now. They only know interest rates being like this. They don't realize that interest rates have never been that low, and they really don't belong there. Interest rates should only be that low during a crisis moment when the Fed has to make a move to buoy everything at once to get the country out of some sort of a funk. Having rates at 5-6% gives us the ammunition we need to lower rates if another pandemic hits. If, God forbid, something worse hits, we've got room to lower those rates and jumpstart stuff. You have rates at 1-2% and something bad happens, you've got no wiggle room. There's no way to help the country. You want rates to stay right here for the betterment of all of us. You don't want them to go up? 7% is not terrible. Down would be, everybody would smile. Right here is equilibrium. We want them to sit right here. Now, I promise you that we're going to go back up next week in the stock market. Watching what's happening on the rest of my board, as far as I'm concerned, that board you're looking at to me is a puzzle. And they're all pieces in a puzzle. And with the puzzle is a whole, but sometimes pieces of the puzzle move to the left or move to the right, and then the rest of the market has to catch up. What I'm seeing here is we're going up next week. Just watch what happens. I'll let the charts tell me that, of course. But my 43 years of watching this puzzle tells me we're going to go up next week. If not sooner. I'll wait for the chart to give me the heads up on that. It's only coming in from one speaker, not stereo. That could be a function of OBS over here. I can mess with the setting. Let me see what I can do. May lose you guys forever, but I'll mess with the setting. Let's see what happens. Lock volume, rename, filters, vertical, more filters, properties. Let's see what we can do with properties. Nothing there that would help. Let's check somewhere else. Filters. Unless I add a filter which doesn't exist, I'd have to create one. We don't need that. Advanced audio properties. Ooh, let's see what we have here. I'm AU. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's on my screen right now. Balance is left, right. I know what I gotta do. I gotta click mono. That will do it for you. I'll bet you if I click mono, it gets better. Are you getting? Does it sound like it's coming out of two speakers now, or just one? That's it. Got to keep it in mono mode, and it'll send it to both speakers. You didn't think I was tech savvy, did you? All right, so we've got the Fed, not for a while. It's only 12:50. Is it 2:15 or 2:30 today, gentlemen and ladies? I did not bother to look myself. The market will tell us. We'll know when it starts to come out. It's usually 2:15, 2:30 if there's going to be a press conference. Let's see what happens. Gold update. Gold looks bearish. Bearish, bearish, bearish. Let me find gold. I have a gold chart somewhere. You guys can't see this chart, can you? So you're not seeing my screen. You're seeing just QST. I have to show you my screen. This is not right. I got to change the scenery for you guys. I think that's what's going on here. So I want to be able to show you my whole screen, so if I pull a chart up, you can see it, and that's not what you're getting right now. At least it's not what I see you getting. So let's see if I can fix that in some way. Scene. left screen. We're going to have to add a scene. All right, so Dana, when this is done, we have to add a scene. Right now, I'm showing QST as a program. I'm not showing my left screen, so when I drag stuff over like a chart, you guys would see it. Because I've got a chart in front of your eyes right now, and I don't think anyone can see a chart. Does anyone see a chart right now? No, right? I've got a gold chart right in front of your eyes. You guys probably can't see this, huh? YouTube chat room, can you see the gold chart in front of you? No, okay, thank you. So, all right, I'll reset the scene. I have to take down this live stream to reset the scene so you guys can actually see my screen on the left. If I uncheck QST, I don't think it shows the whole screen, but I'll try. Let's see what happens. Oh, interestingly enough, remember how you were able to check those spots, Dan, or it doesn't let you check them anymore? I can't see that spot where it used to let you put the check marks. Maybe I can right click it. Remove, rename, order, full screen projector, window projected screen, screenshot, filters, grid mode, duplicate. We don't want any of this. I think we have to create a scene. If I uncheck QST, you have a blank screen only, right? And you're not seeing anything on it, so that won't work. All right, yeah, we have to create a new scene for you guys so I can pull charts over and show you what they look like. So update on gold. Gold looks bearish. I have a nice chart. I'm afraid to try to create that scene now because I don't want to blow everything up. Well, Bitcoin, you know what? I had an alert in Bitcoin which got hit today. So let me go see why I had that alert set. I had an alert set in Bitcoin. Ah, I see why I had the alert set. Took out some serious support. So, we didn't get to 85 yet, but it did go from 32 all the way to 74, 415. We'll see what we end up with by our target time. Create scene. Maybe I can just add one. Add a scene, left screen, okay. Now I got to create a source for that screen. Display capture. Which display? Left screen. Okay. Yes. I think we did it. Okay. Are you guys seeing the chat room? And but you're not seeing my camera, huh? I've got to also add a camera. All right, let's see if I can add the camera too. Hey, I'm learning this software, kids. Let's see if I can add a camera to this now. Audio input, display, game, image slide, media source, video capture device. Yes. Add that. Make it my Logitech, or is it UBS? No, it's Logitech. I like it. Nah, it's not showing my camera still. I don't know what I'm capturing right now, kids. I might not be showing what I would like to, but it's an experiment. Does anyone see my camera at the moment? You can't see my camera at the moment, huh? No, I don't see it either. Oh, you're hearing the audio and not seeing the camera, is that correct? All right, so how do I make this happen where you can see the camera too? Display capture, video capture, but where's the camera at? It's not there. That's stuck there, it won't move. Huh. Why is it not showing my camera? I have it checked on. Just won't show it to you guys. All right, so here's what I can do. I got this. For now, I can show you the charts, and then I'll put my camera back on. It's got to flip between scenes is all I have to do. So, I can show you the gold chart, which I think I had here. Yes, you can see a chart, right? So the gold, look at that. Nasty, ugly, bear flag afterwards. So you broke this. You went into a bear flag. Boom. We'll make that nice and bright so you can see it. And of course, I don't like anything that's breaking down from a bear flag unless I get a OMNI signal out of it someday, which I don't have now. So this is what I'm looking at. You had the breakdown right here. Oh boy. Which led to a bear flag, which is leading to more downward movement, which, until I get a buy from the OMNI, is quite bearish. Then, if I want to switch back, I just go like this, and you guys can see the camera, right? All right, so we'll figure this out. You know, it's becoming tough. We can't let these markets drop too much. I'd rather look at the NQ than the QQQs. And I don't like that. Even slightly. Looks like Powell's going to come out and punch this thing in the head. At least, thank God we're not down too far from the all-time highs. But that sure does look like it's going to drop. You know what I mean? It looks like it's going to drop to me. So Dano, if I can flip, I can just flip and show you guys charts. So now at least I know how to do that back and forth. I'd rather be able to just pull over it, but I can flip scenes. It's not so bad. Let me see. You guys are talking about Ross. I'm just going to find something in Ross. I just hate where it failed. I'll show you why. Let's get rid of some of the stuff on here. You probably get confused if you see it all. And let's get rid of these averages. They don't mean anything. They're just sitting in the way, bothering me. caps. All right, so this is what rust looks like. This is Rust 2000, and I have to say I am not in love with that look. So looking at that Russell, you see what it did inside this channel? Boom, crack. Gets out of the channel a little, crack. No good. But you guys should be able to see this chat room. Yeah, I definitely have to do a new scene because I want you to be able to see the chat room. So, just so I'm sure, right now you can see a chart, correct? You guys can see a chart? Okay, good. And why is this chat room not making noise? I need to hear you speaking in the chat room. Let me fix that. Parameters are giving me no sound. All right, that's better. All right, Tesla. I don't know where my Tesla charts are. Just give me a moment, I'll find them. Tesla charts. Targets. Tesla targets are what we want, right? All right, so I've let me show this to you. As far as Tesla's concerned, I've had many people write, and some of you just your stupid ass comments because you're just stupid. Sorry about that, but some of you are just effing stupid. So I told, nice enough to give you guys targets, doesn't mean I should or put my need. There's no need for me to put my neck on the chopping block when I do this. Nice enough to give you guys targets. We dropped from the first target offered, right? First targets were 212, 200, 192. So we dropped down to them, but nothing goes straight down. Nothing goes straight down. For you traders that got on my case because I called for 3 more downside targets, it took 6 months to get to the first 6 targets. It took 3 months to get to these targets, and it took 3 more months to get to the next 3 targets. So it might take 3 more months to get to these 3 targets, right? We get 3 more now, third set. So did it go straight up? No, right? We went from, after the first and second targets were hit, we went from, well, actually after the third, 178 area, all the way up to 207. All right, and this time we went from 151 to 198. It doesn't just go straight down. It is Tesla. So for you cats that don't know anything about markets and broke my chops when I made these last 3 calls, please learn how to read charts, kids. We're going down there. It's just a matter of time. These targets are all correct. We'll make the next 3. If we get above a specific level, I'll negate those targets. Barring that, nothing goes straight down. I wasn't giving out targets. That'll get there tomorrow. And I have zero need to get myself in trouble for helping you guys. So it will get down there. Nothing goes straight down. Try not to lose your heads, people that write stupid comments. And Tesla's a great car with a great leader and a great company, and there's nothing wrong with the company at all. It's just, we're going to go towards hybrid a little bit. Company's got to drop a little in value like every other EV will. Nothing wrong with his company. So a readjustment, prices do have to adjust sometimes. The world changes, the map changes, right? Or the puzzle pieces shift. It's got to be made up somewhere else. If money moves to the left, some other money has to move also to the left to make up for what used to be in that spot. You know what I mean? I don't think I've looked at Starbucks in quite some time, I have to say. Let's see. I'll take a look. And it's probably .o on this machine. Yeah, ordinary. Look at this for ordinary shares. SBUX-RM.MM, and I'm supposed to remember this. Is that not a crazy symbol? Didn't even bring anything up. Let's do that again. See if I have one. Maybe I already have one. Nope, no Starbucks coming up there. Let's do it again. Guess the answer is no. I don't know what its data is. It's not coming up. Let me try it a different way. Come on, Starbucks. This is easy stuff. Sort by symbol. No, QST won't even have it. I'm trying to go Metastar, and it's just coming up incorrect. So there's several ways to look. I'll find another way. Because it's not coming up this way. Oh, there it is. Got it. Starbucks. So this is what Starbucks looks like. I don't know if I like that. Let's cut that. Let's see what this guy might be. It's going to be, what would you call this guy down here? There is no average down there. There's nothing. Starbucks. Well, weekly it's holding support so far. At least it's testing support. I don't know if you guys can see it. It just, all right, from the angle I'm looking at, it just broke support. Now, I'll draw the line in to show it to you, but my eyes can already spot it. We just broke support over here, right? You got to get back above that support. Now, let me show you, because I can see these lines with my eyes. I don't really need to put them in. I'll put it in for you guys, but I can already see where I would be reacting if I had my moment, which would be, see? Just about testing it and taking it out right now. So you got to be a little careful right here. If you can stay above, you're good. If you don't get above, or if you get below, that's going to be an issue. This is a weekly chart. So be careful on this one. It means a lot on a weekly. Let's move that. Let's go back to the daily now. Yeah, no doubt it's all about Powell right now. Back to the daily. The daily shows us that same stupid trend line coming in the same stupid place. Very nice. You know, I don't love it, that's for sure. Lots of trend lines pointing towards the downside here. At least in apex, right? You got this thing straight down, boom, boom, boom. You got some kind of an apex building there, right? Had a head and shoulders here, shoulder, head, shoulder. 1, 2, 3, fell down, hit some support, hit resistance, back through the support is what makes the most sense to me. Just
Is that Starbucks today?
yeah, should be. I mean, let's look at the date. No, I don't know if today is in there. 4:30. 5-1's not in there.
No, you're missing today. Today it got down to 76.
You don't forget though, I use Metastock end of day on purpose, so none of this stuff updates during the day. This is Metastock. It won't update till 5 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah, they came out with earnings last night.
Up or down? Did they go up or down, Dino?
Big time down.
Ah, that's exactly what this says it would do. See that? I was right on the money, kids. I had that call before it happened. Told you it would stop right there.
Yeah,
So-
sorry, I don't know how to do one or the other.
So it looked bearish to me. I guess it is bearish, but we can do something like, let's find out. Let me see if I can find a blank window and see if we could find out. Yeah, it's down 15. Jesus. Yikes. Oh, yeah, she got hammered today. Don't you hate these stupid charts? This is what they give you. This stuff is useless. Yeah, so
Yes,
that
people
puts us
got
at
hammered too.
73.12, right? That means, let's go see where we went to. We are right now.
Good at big charts.
We're all the way below the bottom of my screen right now. Do you realize if I put in today's bar, we'd be lower than my screen? That's a lot. It's a little under 74. My screen stops at 74. Wow, that got hammered, huh? So where's the chat room? All right. Where would someone put hundreds of thousands of 401k money besides bonds? Don't worry about the stock market. Stay invested. Listen, this thing's not going to go down too far. Don't sweat it. All right, if you, which I can't show you here because I can't show you on my good machine, it won't come up. But if I showed you a chart of the S&P or the Dow from when it started, it never goes down. You know what I mean? We go down for a year and a half. It spends its whole life going up. That's all it does. It just goes up. It never goes down. Don't worry about it going down. It might go. Unless you're 60 years old, don't worry about the stock market. Just stay invested. Now, I'm not claiming it's going up right now, because it's not. But if you're going to be sticking around for a few years, don't worry about the stock market.
Yeah, unless you're retiring tomorrow.
Right. If you're not retiring in 5 years, 3 years, don't worry about it. It's even 2008-9 only lasted a year and a half, kids. You do realize that, right? 1.5 years was the entire debacle from 2008-9. That was our big, monstrous bear market, a year and a half. So don't worry about the downside too much. It always recovers. If you got a 401k and you're going to retire in the next 5 years, put it in bonds, leave it there. If you've got more than 5 years, leave it in the stock market. You'll be just fine. When will we know if Tesla has bottomed? Well, I have to be honest, Mike. I hope it already did. I pray I'm wrong and Tesla already bottomed for Tesla. But I think we're going to see under 100. 110, somewhere up there. When the dollar goes up, it does get more expensive, of course, for foreign entities to buy our stocks, right? So a very expensive dollar doesn't hurt, but a strong dollar helps us buy our own stocks. So don't worry about it. Yes, I did go over gold. Strong dollar is never really bad for this country. Never. It's bad for other people. It's not bad for us. Gold, I think, was on 17. Let me see. Yes, gold was on 17. Here, I'll show it to you again. This is the gold chart. So, as I mentioned, you broke down the support, turned into a bear flag. You've broken under the bear flag, Until I get an Omni buy signal, that doesn't look good to me. I'm assuming silver's got the same look to it. We'll do K just to see if it's a prettier chart, and we'll go to N for July. Since capitulation day, it's never done nothing more but fall apart. July, no different. Weekly, it's not going to be any different. Silver doesn't look very good here either, not in my opinion. You know, Nate, maybe Tesla, but the market will not go sideways. We don't go sideways during an election year. We usually go up. Now, you got to realize this is only May. We always get a dip in March. We're getting it, we always get a dip in March, right around March, April. Instead, we got April, May. This is very customary every year. Every year. In fact, every year I wait until the big dip to give out my upwards target because it happens every year. This year I didn't happen to give it out, but this would be a good time for it. Daniel, do me a favor. I know you're not going to like this. Shut that Discord room, please. This is not going to help me having people in 3 rooms. I want them in one place. Make that clear out. Either people should be on my YouTube or in my chat room. I do not need this Discord happening right now. I gotta say, didn't look at crude well, it did, but I didn't look at crude this morning, but I don't like crude at all on the charts. Crude looks terrible. I think I have a crude chart sitting maybe here. Let's look. Oh yeah, crude looks terrible. There you go. Perfect chart to come up. Look at that. This is a problem. Well, let me, 2 things. This was a problem. That was a problem. This is good. This is good. Now we could go green on this one. New message. This is good. Now, it gets better. It gets better. Watch this. If you can break this stuff, which, you know what, I think it already did. You look at it this way. I think we've already done it. Look at that. Perfect. It's just what we wanted. Crude down will help the stock market go back up. YouTube's the scene. Daniel, we already have one. I think I just figured it out. Watch this. I'm going to click the YouTube scene. I'll bet you anything I drag over here. Yeah, we already have one. Woo! YouTube's the scene I need. So now with YouTube, it leaves my camera. I can pull the chat room over. You can see the chat room, you can see my camera, and you can see charts. That's what we needed. Boom. YouTube, and camera should be somewhere. Wheat. Tell you what, that was pretty damn bullish for a few days. It did a nice job, but if I remember right, it ran right into an Omni average and disappeared. Oh, the camera's taking over the charts. Interesting. Let's see what we can do about that. How about that? Better? This guy is wheat. Let's go to a daily. Daily wheat. Yeah, that ran into some trouble. There's a big trend line up there. Let's see if I can get more bars here. I'll show it to you. Boof, that guy ran into trouble. Oh, this is not the same. I had a chart all drawn up beautifully for this. Maybe it's in May. Ah. Yep, it's back below the trend line. Yeah, I don't trust wheat here, that's for sure. And you can't have wheat going up if you've got this going up. It's not going to happen at the same time. This is the dollar index. You got this in a bull flag right now. And none of that type. Caps, please. Right there. Bull flag. Boomf. Boomf. Pretty easy to spot. Pretty textbook bull flag. Right? Looks beautiful. Breaking out of it. Dollar index. It's not going to help any commodities at all. The pound and the yen? Come on now. Listen, do you really need me to bring up charts on the dollar and the pound and the yen? Which way do you think they're going with the big bull flag in the US dollar? Which way? You come on now. Tell me which way you think they're going before I pull them up. You have to at least have I gotta have an opinion on that for me at least. Beats. Good. Now I'll bring them up for you. Just wanted to make sure that you were paying attention. We'll go look. JY. That's the 6J on this machine, right? 6JM. Oh, kill me. Oh, wait. We have a Japanese yen chart. 21. Oh, yeah. I'll show you the yen. Check this guy out. We should already have one sitting right here. YouTube, that's the scene I need. All right. So, this is your yen. But this is your yen on drugs on the weekly. Boom! If anyone remembers this, I did this in a webinar a few weeks ago. Showed the knock-knock technique. And basically stated that there's no way it's going to stay up here. And it's got to break through. And this is what happened. And my reasoning, of course, was all these stops down here have to be taken out, and boom, down we went. Yen looks terrible. But you could say that about the yen since 1987, maybe 1992. And the 6B is not going to look much better, but it's holding up way better than the yen is. This is the British pound. Holding up better than the yen, but it's not pretty looking. So clearly, it's not helping itself by being in this ugly channel, right? It's not going to help anybody sitting in this channel. Working its way down. Hitting the top, dropping, hitting the top, dropping, getting to the top, dropping. That seems to be the MO for now while the US dollar is rallying. Yeah, yen's got some trouble for sure. How about the Turkish lira? I don't know. I don't know anything about it. Nothing that I would get myself involved in, nor my Omniacs. So, barring the fact that you guys can't type, I can't hear you typing, this is working out pretty good. What's driving the dollar? Interest rates. Interest rates. So I think this is going to be my new home. I think it's just time for me to no longer rely on a programmer to keep my chat room running. It's giving me nothing but grief. I'm losing sleep. I don't lose sleep over anything in my life. I'm losing sleep over this chat room. Yes. I don't know if I can... Can you give him the link, Dano? The Kenyan shilling. You know, I've never bothered to put my analysis on the Kenyan shilling before. So I don't know that I want to do that right now. At least, I wouldn't want to give you an opinion on something I've never analyzed before. I only like to give out absolute opinions that the chart tells me I can tell you safely something might happen, you know? That's not one of them for me. The KES, I've never even looked at it, not once in my life. Now, Neil, have you ever looked at it before? The Kenyan shilling? Do you know why? Because Zimbabwe is on the gold standard. The Klingon Darsek. Now that I wouldn't mind looking at, Matt. Now you're talking my language, buddy. I was a Trekkie too. That I wouldn't mind tracking for you. So I promise you, get ready to go back up again, kids. We're not. The downside's going to be a little bit longer, but if these markets keep behaving the way they're behaving, it's got no choice but to buoy itself back up. S&P. Not today. Just give it a little time. Well, maybe today. It depends on what Jerome Powell says. But if these puzzle pieces keep reshaping themselves, we're going right back up next week. Who else knows what, Neil? Yes, so oil below 90 couldn't hurt stocks, right? We know that is good. We always want oil below. We want oil below 80, below 70, below 60, below 50, and 40. And that's when it would be perfect for us. We'll take it anywhere we can get it. Any predictions on the Fed? Yes. 0, nothing. About the ZIG. The Zimbabwe ZIG came to be, I don't know, not long ago, maybe 2 months ago. Maybe I read it even sooner than that. Maybe 3 weeks ago I read it. And it's backed in gold and U.S. bonds. The ZIG, baby. The Zimbabwe ZIG. Yeah, absolutely. Neil, I think you're looking at the new, if this works out, this is it. We're just going to stay here from now on. I cannot deal with these programmers and trying to keep this chat room running, and it's just not, this is not conducive to trading. I need things to work smoothly so I can concentrate on markets. So unless YouTube boots me, which once I start playing music, I'm sure they will, but until YouTube boots me, I think we're just going to do this. Today, a huge deal. But he's crafty. Oh, I can't get it right. No, they will kick me for playing music, though. Well, they won't kick me. They'll just silence the video on me. New high YM, new high Dow. That's what made the market go down the other day. Oh, really? That's interesting. What can it do down here? There's a money thing. Show your support for Oscar's Trading Academy. What else is there? Add emojis, or emotes as they call them. Engage your audience. How do I do that? Oh, you can start a poll, I see. Interesting. I'll start a poll. How many want me to shut up? Raise your hand. So, by the way, I could do the research myself in 8 seconds, but is it 2:15 or 2:30 today, Mr. Jerome Powell? Interesting. I wonder if I can pull this thing out. See, this is what the office looks like. Here, let me show you this. For you YouTubers that aren't seeing the chat room, I'll try to show you what my office looks like through a scene. 21, 19, where is my chart? 19, where'd you go? How could chart 19 have moved? Well, I am actually missing some charts off my chartboard that were here yesterday. Where is chart 9? It is no longer existing. Nope, does not show up. Strange, but not there. What are you gonna do? Background should go black. And I wanted to show you guys my office. Just give me a moment to rearrange some of the windows on my machine so I can actually find what I want to show you. All right, can you guys see this chat room right here? You see the picture? That's actually my office where I'm sitting right now. And I can wave to you guys up there if you were looking at the other camera. So we generally have a chat room where you guys are supposed to come into, but maybe this YouTube chat room is a better solution for this whole mess. I don't even know what that is, microwave. What is that? Sulfur futures, nothing that I mess with. Interesting scenes to bounce around in though, huh? Kind of like this one. Interesting scene. And everything moves, huh? The only thing is it won't allow me to make this chat room a little larger so you guys can actually see the words in it. Oh, there it is. This time it's letting me. Much better. Now you guys can see what we're typing in here, right? Very cool. At least we can see what we're typing to each other. Copper. Copper's been a hot item, kids. It's been something I've been trying to steer people towards for a little while now. Copper, copper, copper. Why my copper chart? Oh, because I was using May and I'm using July. Got it. Wondering why my copper chart doesn't have anything pretty on it. Here we go. Didn't expire yet, right? Today's date 01. Perfect. Dr. Copper is sitting right here. This chat room now, I've made that window so big I can't see anything in it. I don't know where you guys are in my chat room anymore. You just fix that up so I can see. This has to be made smaller somehow. Yeah, it makes more sense. So you guys are now looking at copper, correct? And this line could be a little tighter if you ask me. This could be drawn a little better, a little stronger. There we go. Look at that. Let's make that a little thicker. And there's your Dr. Copper. Simple, but just doing everything that Coco did. Well, they call it Dr. Copper, Matthew, right? And again, you haven't really heard me talk about this market in some kind of a crash. An adjustment, yes. Maybe go back up next week. I'm not looking for a crash. But I do know we got power coming soon. That should be interesting. That should rock this place a little bit. Well, problem with silver. Smaller. It's a little bit big for me. It's a little bit big for me. Can we make it smaller, please? It will only make it bigger, not smaller. That's better. It always has been, it always will be. Well, I don't know about always, but my whole career it always has been. What's that? Are we out of here, gentlemen? Good. Nobody in that room, please. So maybe not a lifetime. All right, I'll take it off caps because you guys can read it. I was leaving it on caps to make the letters a little bigger, but the chat room's been made bigger. I'm assuming you guys can read that on YouTube. You stay.